Let me find out, what are your expectations going into the game? Are you expecting anything, victory, or probably you want to see the boys play well just to, put the minds of Ghanaians at ease that yes, indeed, we could really compete favorably at the Mundial?
I've been very critical of the Black Stars in the last few years. And I used to love the Black Stars. I love the Black Stars to beat. Follow them all the way to South Africa. Was proudly wearing my Ghanaian flag and walking the streets of Johannesburg and Sandton and Pretoria and Sandton, and having people say to call you Bagana.
Yeah.
After South Africa fell out of the competition, the second round, the whole of Africa was rooting for Ghana. Yeah. We did play some beautiful football. I fell out with the team after they went to Brazil, and I felt that the people who wore the jersey in Brazil were unfit to be called the Black Stars. They were unpatriotic.
Particular players, or you mean the entire
For me,
bunch?
I'm not going to single anybody out, because nobody in that team, whether they agreed with what the few ringleaders did or not, came out to distance themselves from that action. And so if you didn't distance yourself from that action, then it means you were complicit in it. And so I'm holding the whole team.
It then brings to the fore this thing I would want to engage you on. It has to do with appearances. I think everything that got us there purely had to do with appearance fees and all of that. What's your take on appearance fees?
I think that we should scrap it.
Why?
I think it's unnecessary. Look, show me one player, maybe with the exception of Baba Rahman, but even him, who you would say playing for the Black Stars has cost him more than he has gained. Like I said, maybe with the exception of Baba Rahman, who came to play for the Black Stars and got injured and lost his starting spot in the then Chelsea team. Every one of them playing for the Black Stars either leads to them signing a more lucrative contract or getting signed by a bigger club.
But
it must be a thing of pride to wear our jersey.
So the argument has been that, yes, okay, particularly you yourself, as a member of parliament, you get paid for this. So why wouldn't the boys get paid too for representing Ghana?
I get paid to do a job, to make laws, to pass laws. I get paid to be an agent of development and to serve the people of this country. Apart from being a member of parliament, what else do I get apart from my salary? But I'm saying to you that when they come and wear that jersey, when they get the opportunity to wear that jersey, it's led to Thomas Partey getting a 300% jump in his salary, from £80,000 a week to £250,000 a week. It led to Samoa Jan earning almost $300,000 a week. Okay, it gave them club starting positions. It gave Kevin Prince Boateng the opportunity to go and play for Barcelona. You can't tell me. So there is benefit outside of wearing the jersey. And so that in itself must be good enough. And listen, even as a member of parliament, when I have to, and I'm out of Ghana this week, in coming week, to speak at an international conference. When any member of parliament steps outside this country, what we do is sell Ghana. Yeah. It's an opportunity to say you're Ghanaian. There is never politics when we step outside this country. Yeah. We sell our country. We're proud to represent Ghana and fly high the flag. So if you're a footballer and Ghana has given you the opportunity to be recognized, ask yourself, if the Black Stars was not important an opportunity, why are all the guys who run away, and that's an issue I have, who run away from playing during the qualifiers, all now lining up and looking for Ghanaian passports? Where were the Williams brothers, Inaki and his brother, and Nico? Where were they when we were struggling to qualify? Salisu said he didn't want to be Ghanaian. Callum Hudson-Odoi, where was he when we were looking for defenders?
Tariq
Lamptey, where were they? We used the ordinary Ghanaian boys in the local league and those playing in 3rd division and 2nd division managed to qualify. And now all of them are lining up.
You are seeking to preempt my next question. Lining up against those players, lining up to play for the Black Stars?
I am not against them lining up to play for the Black Stars, but I believe that a workman is due his wages. Those who qualified the country for the World Cup have a right, even if they go and they lose all the 3 games. I would be happy that they toiled, sacrificed for us when there was no hope. Nobody had hope that we'll go to the World Cup.
How about them, helping Ghana to cross the quarterfinal header, which has always been a barrier for African teams.
For me, this is sheer opportunism.
That's what you call it.
Forgive me. I mean, many people may not like me for this. Some of the footballers may take, some of the players involved may take me to task, but I don't care. I say my mind how it is. How would you feel if you toiled to bring us to a certain place? And I keep saying it, and like politicians as we are, we have people who campaign for us, who work for us. And then when you get into office, you turn your back and say that the people who campaign for you, they smell. Their mouth is smelling, so you don't want them near you. Now you want people who wear suit and tie. Your next election is going to come back, you go back to them. Those who help you climb the tree, you must always remember that when you get to the top of the tree, you must give something to them. And so the FA must be minded about the toils of the boys who qualified us to that
It is about assembling the best of us not to compete very well at the Mundial.
It's about assembling a team, not a bunch of 11 players. You're bringing people who have personal agendas. Personal agenda.
That's what you think?
Absolutely. Why are they lining up to play? You think if Ghana did not qualify for the World Cup, they will be lining up to play to wear the Ghanaian jersey? Okay. Even my own Eddie Nketiah, who is still thinking and hoping whether England will call him up or not.
Yeah.
You think Callum Hudson-Odoi wouldn't have fought for a space in the English team? If Ghana had not qualified for the World Cup, do you think that the Williams brothers would remember that they are Ghanaian? What did Salisu not say about his Ghanaian father, and for that reason he didn't want to have anything to do with Ghana? You think we've forgotten? Why are they all lining up today? It's about personal development and glory. Salisu hopes to go to the World Cup and secure a bigger contract and move away from Sunderland. Southampton, sorry. You get it. And so, look, you can't tell me that what they're doing is patriotism. Patriotism is standing by your country even when it is very unpopular.
Okay.
Patriotism is the boys who went and battled it out against South Africa, against all odds, and won it. Yeah. Patriotism is the boys who went to Abuja against all odds and won in Abuja. That is patriotism. You see, in this country, we fail to reward people for their patriotism. And that's why you always have a bunch of people who think about themselves in positions of authority and in positions where they milk the state because it's about what it is for them. It's not about the state. Like I said, I would love to see Ghana win the World Cup. But I would also want to see Ghana reward heroism and patriotism, hard work, diligent work, people who commit to the cause of the nation. That's what we must begin to reward. Okay. Not people who only remember us when it's rosy.
When it's juicy.
And when it's juicy.
Okay.
For me, we're assembling a bunch of players, individually talented and gifted, as to if we are assembling a team.
Not as a unit.
2006, we had a team.
Yeah.
That Stephen Appiah team, that was a team. 2010, we had a team with a Samoa Jan in South Africa. 2014, we had a bunch of players. And that's been our problem. And I fear that we're going after big names and assembling a bunch of stars, individual stars, who would not form and gel into a team because each one of them wants to showboat and catch the eye of scouts who will be in Qatar. They're not thinking about Ghana. They're thinking about their next contract.
So let's just stick on the issue of players in the Black Stars team. So I look through the players invited by Coach Otoado, and there's just a single player in the free band representing the local contingent. So I want to ask, do you subscribe to that thought that there should be a quota specially reserved for the boys back home in Ghana?
A quota may not necessarily be the best way to go about it because, again, like I say, it must be on the basis of justification. You must justify your inclusion.
You need to get into the team meritoriously.
Absolutely. It must be on the basis of merit. And the point I'm making here is, are you telling me that Efriye Bania is the only quality player in the local league? Are you telling me that he's the only one from the local league who helped qualify us for the World Cup? Those who helped the other local league players who played with us, who helped us to qualify for the local league, are you saying that none of them is fit to make the 26-man squad? I mean, these are questions we must begin to ask ourselves. You know, if you want to grow your league, players get better by playing against the best. So why don't you let them go? And people say, oh, then if they go and shine there, they will leave the league. So be it. So be it. Those who are playing there, they also got the opportunity to play and leave the league. You know, And so for me, I would always subscribe to having as many players in the local league who are fit and meet it on the basis of merit. If we have players, I think that we should have more than one local player in the local league.
Has Dzata impressed you ever since he took over the reins of the Black Stars?
He appears to know what he's about, as compared to his predecessor. I mean, again, I was very hard on his predecessor. CK is my very good friend. I thought CK wasn't given enough time, and I thought CK also allowed himself to get caught up in the politics of football in terms of selection and all of that. Yeah. And that's something Otto has to be careful about. You know, when you have persons in the GFA who are as well, who double as agents for footballers who want to get into the Black Stars, you have a conflict of interest situation. And when the coach is not strong and hard on his own and makes his own decision, they will struggle. You know, Otto has shown some level of tactical discipline in the team. You see some structure to the team. You can tell that he responds to. If you watch the Nigerian game in Abuja, I respected him in that game. We started the game, I think, with a 3-5-2. Yeah. When Nigeria put the pressure on us, you saw him switch from a 3-5-2. It
was a tactical switch.
A tactical switch to a 4-5-1. Yeah. Simply. You could see him he made the middle compact. He switched from a 3-5-2 4-5-1, made a middle compact, shored up the defense. Yeah. And our former coach, what's his name? Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah. I mean, the formation we go to the pitch with is the formation we end the game with. Whether they change the formation, whether it's working or not, that's all we go in there. I kept saying that we always lost our matches from the bench. Yeah. We qualified for this World Cup, not because of the quality of players on the field, but because of the technical awareness of the bench. The decision to start, because you saw that we were being run down the flanks in the first half. Once he did that switch and put 4 at the back and then brought in wing backs as well and closed the wings, the Nigerians had nowhere to go. Yeah. You know, and that's how we won that game. It's technical awareness. It comes down to the coach. Okay. So on that score, I think Otto is a step ahead of where we used to be. Let's
close the docket on the Black Stars. I want to find out from you, do you think an African side, or particularly Ghana, can cross the last 8 hurdle?
I'm not too sure.
Why? You don't believe in the Black Stars, Senegal,